Alright guys, I have a new Lego creation, Lego Sport Wagon. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, and I made a short yesterday about this car, but couldn't really get in depth, so here it is, the in-depth version, but still I'm gonna make it pretty short, So, starting off, let's look at it. Very nice, very nice. It's very large because it's a wagon. So let's take an in-depth look at every part of the car. So starting off with the front, we have this impossible to open hood, but once you can, it will reveal underneath a supercharged V6 under that hood is in fact mid-engine because the engine sits behind the wheels and it's very into the interior. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I couldn't make it super detailed, but at least there's an engine in there. I chose these wheels. They fit the best. They're pretty sporty for this sport wagon because this thing is quick. And there's a look at the front. Looks kind of like a Jaguar, but I try to make it as original as possible with the size. I can't get really detailed with the scale. So we'll take a look at the interior for last, because that's where all the detail went in this model. We have side exhaust, 4 exhausts on the side, because this is after all a sport wagon, so it's side exhaust. Pretty cool. They do extend the width of this car by a little bit, so it is pretty wide car. It's 8 stud, but these little exhausts kind of help. Anyways, let's take a look at the rear hatch. It has a strip light and a tow hook, which I will demonstrate later. But you can open up this tailgate to reveal a pretty reasonably large trunk. Because after all, this is a wagon, so you have a pretty high roof space. In fact, I designed it so you can fit not one person, but 2 people. You can close it up, and as you can see, I designed it so it would not bother at all between 2 people. So in fact, this is a 6-seater, or 7 if you're able to fit someone in there, but it's not that possible with Lego. But that's pretty cool, and you obviously have air vents because you need to breathe in this trunk if you're gonna fit people in the back, and to keep cool of your food, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on to the interior. We have a pretty detailed interior of this car. So let's take a look at the front. We have obviously a steering wheel. We have a radio, a knob, to control your radio, physical button, a actual physical handbrake, and a air vent for your passenger. And of course your seats, which in fact this is dividing the passenger from the driver, so the passengers have a little bit of privacy compared to the driver. So there is a pretty nice interior for the front. Let's move on to the back. We obviously have 2 screens, individual screens for the passengers, an air vent on the bottom, which they share, 2 seats, and a armrest, which has a knob to control via screens. Yeah, pretty nice. And I wouldn't recommend it to be convertible, so put that roof on. Now I will demonstrate some things. So starting off, let's put people in there. Alright, we have people in. I didn't put any people in the trunk, but there's practically a pretty decent amount of people. That's 4 people, so I can easily fit 4 people in there. And now we're going to grab the trunk, or not the trunk, but we're gonna hook up a trailer. As you can see, it has no ground clearance problems. I designed it so it wouldn't have that. I mean, it's on a bed, but I've tested it on hard surface and it works, so that's pretty nice. It, you know, that's that. Now we're going to show how large this thing is compared to others. So first up, we have a 6-stud Speed Champions Porsche. And honestly, the Porsche is not a big car, especially this year of Porsche. But it doesn't look too bad. The Wagon looks a little bit taller and obviously is clearly a ton longer, but not too bad. Now we have an 8-stud AMG 1, which is more similar to this scale. And it doesn't look too far off. You know, the AMG 1 actually looks more reasonably scaled for this, especially the fact that it's a little bit taller. It's obviously wider. It's actually wider than this car. No, actually they're the same width because they have this. Yeah, it looks pretty well scaled. And now we have Lego City truck. And as you can see, Wagon is shorter, like in real life. And of course it's longer, because this is that. Anyways, that is it for this video. See you in the next video. Next video is going to be a Lego video, so stay tuned.